Hello, I'm Daniela Brill. I'm an artist and the co-organizer of Suratómica, a global network of organizations, groups, and individuals that, under the ideas of collaboration and openness of knowledge, propagates scientific and artistic thought. The Suratómica network explores the possibilities that different kinds of organizations can open for creative processes, not only in art and science, but also in many other areas of knowledge. An open, self-organized, and decentralized network that builds on the idea of interdisciplinarity for the creation of new knowledge. This process started with our first cycle called Acerca del Origen, near or closer to the origin. A group of 8 Latin American artists traveled to CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, in Geneva for a 2-week residency program. This was the seed that led our project from a connection of Colombian artists with CERN scientists to a global network. The rapid growth of this network was definitely based on a horizontal, non-institutional mediated connection, the genuine interest of the participants, and their willingness and capacity to open the access to their knowledge, facilities, and tools. The idea that we could collectively and with diverse backgrounds, including non-academic ones, open up a conversation on how the arts and sciences that we are creating today impact our social structures strengthened much more our initial connections, especially during the pandemic. We organized workshops, creative laboratories, the residency at CERN, and art and science encounters, among others, first live, then digital.
My name is Ulrike Kuchner, and I am an artist and astrophysicist and member of Suratómica. Suratómica reacted to the pandemic by canceling the preparations of its first live festival in Bogota, a combination of exhibitions, talks, and workshops, and put together an ambitious bilingual online festival. Several intense days of being virtually surrounded by diverse researchers and artists, that is, diverse origins of understanding and opinions. And this is essential for solving the complex problems that art science usually explores. It prevents getting stuck in the local optimum and missing the bigger picture. And importantly, Suratómica's digital creation groups were described as refuge or shelters by the creatives. Everyone came to the table with an interest to help and learn and be productive. So finally, is this an equitable approach that connects the global north and the global south? And a glimpse of what we will call reality in the future? Can it work? Well, Mirte Galesi's research teaches us that we don't necessarily solve complex problems better in very well-connected groups that constantly meet. It depends on the way we integrate information from the group that makes it successful. So what do we want to use the virtual platforms for? In our experience, the immense positive aspects of reaching a wider audience to communicate and discuss theory and results have to be counterbalanced with some specific aspects. Yes, the virtual platform can be used to gather information. And then there is a period where many need solitude for the integration, the divergent thinking, the exploratory side of creative thought. So no connection, virtual or not at all. But there is a period of the practical part for creative experimentation and work that requires or desires co-creation, and more so in a physical space. And times when we need to subject the ideas and expressions to the community and to the world. And for art, that means to experience the art. And this part is really impossible to recreate virtually.
I'm Natalia, artist and co-organizer of the network. Throughout these more than 2 years, we have learned to understand some sort of indeterminacy in the way we define ourselves, organize, and work, while collectively exploring complexity sciences ideas and discussing the nature of our socio-political organizations. We have found the opportunity to avoid the rigidity of the institutional structures, those control-based that were not able to respond to the nature of a pandemic. The creatives connected to the network encouraged it to be constantly mutating, able to adapt, and as open as possible. That is how we have initiated our way to learn, understand, and embrace indeterminacy, and do our best to allow the network to be a living organism instead of determinate and static. This kind of behavior requires the non-existence of borders at any level. And because many of those are based in or prevail for financial and institutional issues, the fact that our work is collaborative based has been the most relevant characteristic to support its existence through different geographical, political, and cultural borders. To overcome these challenges, the non-existent frontiers are necessary when defining knowledge itself. When we explore how we want to think, meaning with which ideas we would like to think other ideas, we realize that there is an area of encountering for different kinds of knowledge that can be uncategorized, diverse, undefined, queer. This understanding of a knowledge co-creation process that does not find any hierarchy in its nature or place of origin allowed us to evade the binary north-south context and others addressed in this conference. It is this indeterminate area of knowledge in the context of Carlos Maldonado's ideas where we want to create at the edge of chaos. To share our previous ideas and spaces, we have created a digital publication, a collective memory to be found on our website, suratómica.com. We thank all the creatives and organizations that have been part of this experience. Please contact any of us if you have any questions or comments. Thank you.